Good morning, everyone. This is Malu Gonzalez in the system office. I see that we have two of our three committee members present. So with that, I'll turn the call over to Chair Bill Scott.
Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome everyone to the telephonic Planning and Construction Committee meeting for Tuesday, November the 7th. The time is 11 a.m. Please note the audio of this meeting is being broadcast live. Before we take a roll call, I'd like to remind everyone to please mute their phone unless you need to speak. Let's begin with the roll call, Malu.
Thank you, Chair Scott, and starting with you.
Bill Scott, present.
Thank you. Regent Lee.
Present.
Thank you. Regent Austin, do we have you? Right, and I see we have Regent Flores on the call.
Yes.
Thank you. Do we have any other regents on the call? All right, moving to our system staff, Chancellor McCall.
Here.
Vice Chancellor Harper.
Here.
Sean Cunningham.
Here.
John Hayek.
Here.
Derek Alexander.
Here.
Mike Winmute.
Here.
Nelly Herrera.
Here.
Carol Fox.
Here.
Peter Mass.
Here.
Piers Mitchell.
Here.
And Marjorie Flanagan.
Here.
Do we have any other system staff on the call? Great. Moving to our institutions and beginning with Lamar University.
Jaime Taylor here.
Mark Robinson.
Catherine Miller.
Thank you. Sam Houston.
Lisa White.
And Amanda Withers.
Perfect. Thank you. Moving to Saul Ross.
Carlos Hernandez.
Bonnie Albright.
Thank you. Texas State University.
Ellie Dampus.
And Eric Algo.
Great. Thank you. LIT.
Sid Valentine and Angela Hill.
Perfect. Lamar State College Orange.
Wendy Elmore, Mary Wickland, and Tom Johnson.
Great. And Lamar State College Port Arthur.
Betty Bernard and Mary Wickland.
Thank you very much. Did I miss anyone? All right.
This is Duke Austin. I joined.
Oh, thank you, Regent Austin. Perfect. That concludes roll call. I'll go ahead and turn it to Chair Scott.
Thank you. Daniel and I had an opportunity to review the agenda prior to the meeting today. At this time, I'll ask Daniel to take us through the Planning and Construction Committee agenda items. Daniel, go ahead.
Thank you, Chairman Scott. We have one action item today, and it's on page 216, and it's the design development documents for James Street housing at Texas State. This is a $124 million housing project. It'll be financed through debt, and then the debt service will be paid through housing revenues. 942 beds, 7 stories, 224,000 square feet. That comes out to $107,000 per bed price. Substantial completion is July of 2025. And then I will at this time turn it over to Texas State to add comments.
Thank you, Daniel. This is Kelly. Just following up on his opening comments here, we are continuing to expand the number of freshmen coming into our campus. We had a record freshman class the last 3 years and continue to keep doing that. And we need more housing for our incoming freshmen. And this would get us closer to what our needs are. We just opened, or will be opening in fall 2024, the Hilltop Housing Complex with almost 1,000 beds. This would add another 942 beds, which would get us closer to our needs are. And we're looking forward to getting this under construction. Eric, you might want to add something else. I'm not sure.
The only thing I would add is that this sort of finishes, along with the STEM academic building, the creation of the science and engineering neighborhood on the western part of our camp, really finishing the blending of what used to be the San Marcos Baptist Academy with the rest of the campus in a way that makes everything much more cohesive.
Thanks, sir. Chairman Scott, does the committee wish to move this item to the full board for consideration?
Is there any objection from anyone on the committee to moving this to the full board?
No, sir.
Hearing no objection, we'll move this item to the full board for consideration. Go ahead, Daniel.
The next item is an informational item, and is the quarterly planning and construction report. It starts on page 316 of the materials. The total active projects is $1.23 billion, and that consists of 57 projects. And then following that report is a by project summary that includes the overall kind of status of the projects, including ensuring that the project's on scope, schedule, and on cost. Open up for any questions on the quarterly planning and construction report.
Daniel, you might explain that the new information that you're presenting.
Yes, sir. So on page 319 is where the new attachment begins. And this is an overview. It's by institution and it's by project, and including in this, it's a chart format. So it includes the project name, the total project cost, along with the funding sources, which phase the project's in, whether it's in design or construction or planning. It includes information on the architect, the contractor, when the project is anticipated to start construction, when the project's anticipated to be completed, and then the major milestones, along with the project description of each project. And then we have copied Carol's green light, yellow light, red light approach for this. And we have those indicated for scope, schedule, and for budget for ease of reference as a management report.
Yeah, I'd just comment that this is a really useful report, and I think it'll be great for the institutions, but it's also user friendly for we on the board that want to review it's an addition to the board book. Go ahead, Daniel.
The next is our consent agenda, and we do have a few items. One is at Sam Houston State. It's to increase the design development approval. So the total project cost for Gibbs Ranch to reflect an additional in-kind donation, which is to add a new turn lane off of Highway 75. The next item is for Texas State, and it's to increase and acknowledge the total project cost for the JCK admin building renovation up to $9 million. And this is to address some unforeseen issues with asbestos and a roofing membrane. We have the additions to the current capital improvement program. There's 4 of those. One's at Sol Ross, and it's to add Fletcher Hall renovation for $3 million. The housing occupancy currently at Sol Ross is at 97%. So Dr. Hernandez and Bonnie Albright are looking to bring Fletcher Hall back online in anticipation for continued enrollment growth. The next one is at Texas State, and it's to add Hilltop 2, which will be a companion project to one that is currently under construction. It will include dining, and the total project cost is estimated at $150 million for that housing unit. There is a small project at the LBJ Student Center to renovate the teaching theater lab, and that is at Texas State for $1 million. And then lastly, at Texas State, they recently received a $2 million donation to help renovate the pitching lab and batting cages. And so those projects are being requested to be added to the current CIP. And then we do have 3 agreements that we're seeking board approval on. The first one is for programming services with a group called Facilities Planning and Consulting. They're the ones that assist the institutions in identifying the specific classroom style, the specific labs, office space, etc., inside an individual building. And then 2 contracts for project management services one with Hill International, and another one with Milestone Partners. Those are the current project managers that we use, either at the system level to help provide oversight, or at the institutional level to help augment their facility offices. Chairman Scott, I'll open it up for questions on the consent agenda. All right. Hearing no questions, Chairman Scott, this concludes the presentation, and I guess I'll ask if the committee wishes to refer the consent items to the full board for consideration.
Yeah, are there objections to moving the consent items to the full agenda?
Not at all.
Right, very, very good. So we'll move all of this to the full board. Is there anything else, Daniel?
No, sir, that concludes the full agenda for planning and construction.
Very good. Well, thanks everyone for calling in. Unless there's some further discussion, this will conclude the telephone meeting today, and the time is 11:11 a.m. I look forward to seeing everyone next week. Have a good day.
Likewise. Thank you, Bill.
You all.
Thank you.